You hear that Facebook is selling ad space to a Chinese company that is calling for the current president of the United States, Joseph R. Biden? Yeah, this Chinese company is buying Facebook ads that are calling for of not just the president of the United States, but also Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. This is something that I take very personally. I mean, I'm a millennial, kind of an older millennial. I watched as Facebook radicalized many of my peers and a whole swath of boomers across this country. And even today, in the year of 2024, Facebook hasn't figured out how to stop foreign groups from buying Facebook ads that are calling for assassinations. That is absolutely crazy. Now, by way of background, my name is Christopher Goldsmith. I run a veterans organization called Task Force Butler Institute. We are America's first explicitly anti-fascist veterans organization. And I've been studying issues of misinformation, disinformation, radicalization, and extremism for the better part of a decade. And a lot of my career in research started on Facebook because I found the Russians trying to imitate a nonprofit veterans organization that I was working for back in 2016 and 2017. And I have effectively been working as an unpaid consultant for one of the richest companies in the world, Meta, for almost a decade because these guys don't care about protecting democracy. I feel that I have to. I have no choice when I find this stuff. I've got to do the research, report it to law enforcement, and try and get it taken off Facebook because we live in a world where boomers are buying t-shirts from Chinese companies that call for the president of the United States, Joseph R. Biden. That is insane. That is unacceptable. So listen, if you want to read more about this story, go to 404media.co. That's 404media.co. And look for the story about the Chinese company that is buying Facebook ads that call for of political figures here in the US. And do me a favor, if you still have a Facebook account, post this anytime that you see a boomer sharing one of these scammy t-shirt things on Facebook. You know, it's one thing if these radicalized Trump supporters want to buy and sell disgusting merch, but it's a completely other thing when one of the richest companies in the world, Meta, an American company, is selling ad space to a Chinese company that calls for political violence. Oh, and by the way, this Chinese company, they're pretending to be jobless veterans. Yeah, that's right. A Chinese company pretending to be American veterans as they endorse political violence against Vice President Harris. This shit needs to stop. I'm fucking tired, man. Facebook, broke our country. And now they're dumping all of their money and their investments into AI that can't even find a Chinese company buying political ads from Meta that endorse political violence. Look, if you want to support my work, go to taskforcebutler.org. Do me a favor, sign up on our email list. We're going to be making a big announcement on Veterans Day about how we're going to be scaling up our operations. I'm pissed off right now because we're facing threats from internal actors as we're around the corner from an election and external factors. And giant companies like Facebook, Meta are doing nothing to protect us. Remember that you are the product for Meta. Your data is what makes them a valuable company. And we are creating that value for them by producing content and allowing them to use our words, photos, and videos to train their systems and direct their ads. If you're not getting royalties, I feel like you're owed some. And at the very least, we're owed a good customer experience. Again, if you want to support this kind of work, go to taskforcebutler.org. Sign up on our email list. We'll be making a big announcement on Veterans Day to talk about how we're going to be scaling up our operations. We're going to be hiring investigators around the country to research domestic extremists so that we can find evidence of criminality, so that we can hold them accountable in a court of law. Because that's what Task Force Butler does. We are following the history of General Smedley Butler. In the 1930s, a bunch of fascists tried to recruit this guy to lead an army of veterans to storm the Capitol and end our democracy. He gathered evidence of the criminal conspiracy, provided it to the public and to Congress, and ended it, stopped it in its tracks. You want to keep serving our country as a veteran? You want to fight fascism the way that our grandparents' generation did? Now's your time. Sign up at taskforcebutler.org, and we'll get you in the pipeline.